Now I'm going to do something now that's considered very rude, because it's not kosher to go into someone else's country and start telling them how to do things. It's a bit like going into someone else's house and telling them how to do the decor. It's not good manners, is it? But I get asked this all the time, folks, and you can take or leave my advice. Now I see the Tea Party now and the Conservatives in a bit of a waiting mood. What do we do next? We've got this movement, people are falling away, getting a bit bored, some of them, a bit tired. We need something to get our teeth into. What's it going to be? Now, realistically, this is going to be a 20, 30-year process, maybe more. Progressives took 100 years to bring it down. It's not going to happen overnight. But there's a huge battle in 3 years, right? A big battle, the 2016 election, and another big skirmish before that, 2014. Now really, you have to win that battle. Because if you don't, the Dems are going to get their illegals voting, and they're going to have you. And it won't be like France, folks. It's going to be like Venezuela or Cuba. And it won't be just the IRS they send down on you. It's going to be the whole force of the state. They will disperse and demolish their opposition. So I see the next election is our big hope. Now, we've got alternatives. Some people want to go and form a third party. I can see why. You fly the flag and you feel really good about yourself, and you give the finger to the GOP, which thoroughly deserves it. But you will lose, and you will condemn your children to slavery. You can get out of politics altogether and play more golf and hunt more ducks or whatever you do. And you'll feel good for a while, but you will lose and you'll condemn your children to slavery. Or you can concentrate on local issues alone, which are all important, but still you'll condemn your children to slavery. So there's no choice, folks. We've got to win that next election. And to do that, folks, you need every single member of your support base. Every one. You need those 1% of libertarian kids who went out and voted for Gary Johnson last time. You need the social conservatives, the fiscal conservatives, the defence conservatives, the moderates. You need the 2 million Republicans plus who stayed home last time. And you need, more than anything, those 4 to 6 million evangelicals who don't vote, who didn't vote. You need them all. You cannot afford to spurn one sector of that coalition. But how do you get them? Now, I'm going to go back in history a little bit, back to 1976, because that was the year. You've been losing your freedom steadily, folks. Republican, Democrat, freedom had been going. But a man came out of California who wasn't going to have that. You know who he was? Ronald Reagan. And he had a message very similar to your message today. The Constitution, American exceptionalism, freedom, liberty, prosperity, strong national defence. He had a very powerful message, and the people rallied. They rallied and they pushed and they got behind him. And what did the GOP old guard do? They hated him. They fought him every single step of the way. They said, there's no way you're going to be our man, Reagan. And they got their man, Gerald Ford, just beat him for the nomination. And Gerald Ford went up against Jimmy Carter, and Carter won. And how did those Carter years work out for you guys? Pretty cool, were they? Gas queues, Iran, interest rates at what, 500% or whatever they were. So it was a tough time, folks.
What Carter did is set the stage for all the crap that we're dealing with now.
Yeah, very much.
As far as the Middle East is concerned.
Yeah, very much. You're reaping what he sowed, Now, the Carter years were pretty rough, but the real important point, and this is what I really want to emphasise more than anything, the grassroots did not give up. They came back in 1980 stronger and more organised, and this time they'd infiltrated the GOP more, and they weren't going to take no for an answer. This time they forced the GOP old guard to give them their candidate. And Reagan went on to sweep the country and change this country in all sorts of profound ways. Anybody going to tell me the Reagan years went a lot better than the Carter years? Hugely better. Well, right now, folks, look, I'll digress a little bit because there's a point to be made here. I go around the country all the time, and I often wear my Reagan badge at airports. And I've had little 16-year-old girls with crazy goth haircuts come up to me and say, "Wasn't he great?"
Oh my God.
How do you think I get on with the Gerald Ford badge? Not so good?